Alright, guys. I know I didn't do a video in the last couple of days, but look, guys, I know it's late, but Merry Christmas to everybody. Alright, I hope everybody had a great time yesterday. Yesterday was Christmas, so we had basketball games. This episode's gonna be dropping dimes, but got a surprise, guys. You know, like I said, dropping dimes brought to you by Four Corner Sports. And look what I got, guys. I got merch here. Yes, it is a one of two. Obviously, the other person that has this is Javier. Javier is getting himself his own sizing. But yes, got merch over here. The Four Corner Sports hoodie. And I also have, I have it over here, a t-shirt. Now, this one's a prototype. It's a sample. We're going to be having more of these shirts soon. This one was just a sample. We got to get it adjusted a little bit. Make sure it's in the right spot. But look, guys, getting back to it, we dropping dimes. Look, guys, the Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets looking great so far. First two games. KD, Kyrie. It's everything that we wanted to. Doesn't even look like KD's that even hurt. You know, I mean, doesn't look like he actually had an injury or anything like that. But wow, the Brooklyn Nets are looking phenomenal right now. The Brooklyn Nets are looking phenomenal. Ended up facing, the season started on the 22nd on Tuesday. They ended up facing the Golden State Warriors. In no time, I mean, KD looked phenomenal. Was draining buckets. Kyrie, he exposed the fact that he said that he was going to be, he was always going to have mismatches. And he took advantage of, Wiseman. Took advantage of the fact that there was no Klay Thompson, no Draymond Green in that game. Looked phenomenal. I mean, the Brooklyn Nets look great. But why am I talking about the Brooklyn Nets? Yes, the NBA season has started, but we made an episode. Due to the fact of, should the Brooklyn Nets trade for James Harden? And I'm going to tell you why the Brooklyn Nets don't need James Harden. Okay, so Brooklyn ended up facing last night the Boston Celtics. Boston Celtics led by Jason Tatum, led by Jaylen Brown, led by Marcus Smart. All right, yes, they don't have no Gordon Hayward there, and Kemba Walker was not playing. He was not in uniform. And I got to say, Brooklyn looked great. Between KD and Kyrie, they had a combined of 66 points. Yes, 66 points between the two superstars, all right? And yes, you still had Karis LeVert, Spencer Dinwiddie, DeAndre Jordan, Jared Allen, you know, Uncle Jeff Green, and they look great. Now, why would you want to, you know, disrupt that type of chemistry? I mean, in an episode of First Take, right? I normally don't like to announce other shows, but on an episode of First Take, Max Kellerman and Stephen A. Smith were having a debate on whether or not, does Brooklyn need James Harden? And honestly, I agree with Max Kellerman, and I said it in a tweet. The Brooklyn Nets do not need James Harden at all. Why would you want to disrupt that type of chemistry right there? I mean, it looks like, you know, you can use a Karis LeVert, you can use a Spencer Dinwiddie. Now, Javier will tell you that they play hard, all right? But I'm going to tell you that you need that spark plug in that Dinwiddie and LeVert, because if there's ever, let's say that like a freak catastrophe that, you know, either Kyrie or KD both get hurt, right? Let's just say one of them get hurt. You can still have, you know, Dinwiddie, you know, run point if Kyrie's hurt. You could still have LeVert, you know, scoring. So you're not going to lose a crazy amount. But also, it's just a benefit. If you trade for, James Harden, you're going to have to give up a lot. You're going to have to give up draft picks, which is, you're handicapping your future. You're going to have to give up, Dinwiddie, LeVert, and that should start the conversation right there. Most likely Jared Allen. Possibly you're going to have to give up Joe Harris too. So why would you want to do that for James Harden? And think about it. James Harden's style of play, he likes to be ball dominant. Who also likes to be ball dominant? Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving wants to be ball dominant as well. So why would you want to have that dilemma right there? I think what we're seeing in the first two games, yes, it is a little bit early, but what we're seeing in these first two games with the Brooklyn Nets is that we are seeing what possibly could be, a championship run. I know it's extremely early, but anytime you have Kyrie Irving and you have, especially Kevin Durant, you're in the conversation for competing for titles. And it helps out a lot that they're in the Eastern Conference. Yes, they're not in the West when you got to be dealing with LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard. You got to be dealing with the Denver Nuggets with Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray. And who else? You got to be dealing with the Mavericks and Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis. So yes, but you still have the East where you have Giannis, who ended up signing that mega deal. He ended up resigning, I think, for a 4-year extension or 5-year supermax or something like that. He signed like the largest contract in NBA history. Still got the Bucks. You still got Boston. You still got Philly. You still got Miami, who's looking great. I mean, they ended up beating up on the Pelicans on Christmas Day. So, out of the East, I think that the Brooklyn Nets are the creme de la creme. They're going to most likely represent the finals. I know it's still early. We're still in the first 2 games. But from what I'm seeing, you don't need to trade for James Harden. I mean, I know James Harden wants to play in Brooklyn. It will make things more enticing. They would be possibly as big as when LeBron had went to Miami. And you're going to have always like national coverage on them. I think it's perfect the way it is. I think having Dinwiddie and LeVert as second options is where you want it to be. Now, what's expectations for the Nets right now after what we're seeing? They definitely need to make the Eastern Conference Finals. They definitely need to make the Eastern Conference Finals. They should not be getting eliminated anywhere before then. Let's see what happens with Durant. With his health, his longevity. Is he going to be able to sustain the 72-game pace or not? I think the best way for them to do some type of load management is they blow out their opponents, similar to what Golden State ended up doing a couple of years ago. They would blow out their opponents up by like 30 points, 25 points, and then in the fourth quarter you rest them, so you don't have to exhaust KD. But yeah, from what I'm looking from the Brooklyn Nets, Brooklyn's looking phenomenal right now. They're looking superb, and adding James Harden to that mix is only going to create a little bit more problems, more cons than pros than anything like that. But all right, guys. So that concludes everything for this episode, this surprise episode of Dropping Dimes. Look, I will let you guys know about merch. This honestly is fantastic right now. I'm very happy about this. But thank you for tuning in. Hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you guys next time. Peace, guys.